And here's part 2.
Woo! So
I already forgot what we were talking about last part, because this is like a week later.
Yeah.
wow, spoilers, Nim.
Well, this is just a
Nobody cares.
So,
level 5.
this is the 5th level, so what were we going to expect in this dungeon, Nim?
A lot of assholes. A lot of assholes that I deal with rather cleanly, if I recall.
Well, of course, because, you know, it's you.
I'm good at this game. So in this room, you want to bomb the left wall to make sure you get so that you can reach the item that you absolutely need to clear this dungeon.
Oh yeah, well, another thing about Zelda 1 I don't like is the walls are... It's not obvious they can be bombed.
There is no hint that they can be bombed.
You just...
Now, the one saving grace is that if it can be bombed, it's always bombed in the same place. So you only have to bomb one tile to check if it's bombable.
Oh, Jesus, blue dark.
Right, but you have such a small limitation on your bombs that you don't really want to.
Yeah, that's where the maps come in handy for, like, because then you can see, oh, there's a room on the other side of this. Can I bomb to get there?
Yeah, I guess.
I am being pinged. What the hell?
I don't know. I got pinged too. So, so my least favorite enemy in the game, blue dark nuts. They can go to hell. They can die. They can go to hell again.
I mean, they're just beefier red ones.
And faster.
No, I'm pretty sure they're the same speed. I might be misremembering.
Yeah, it just looks. They do look a little bit faster.
Well, we'll see red and blue in the same room eventually, so
True.
We'll know for sure then. But I've never really paid that much attention. The generally nice thing about Darknets is that you often don't have to pay attention to more than one at a given time. Because of the batshit way their pathing is.
Unless the RNG just hates you. I mean, here it doesn't look like they're really even trying to hurt you. They're just going around in circles.
Well, yeah, they do track Link, but it's the NES.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole bunch of enemies. Like, if you... Okay, you know the food that you get to feed the guy in level 7? There are a lot of enemies in the game that will track that. But again, it's the NES. It doesn't work as well as you'd hope.
Much like most things in NES Final Fantasies.
Yeah. That's why that item is technically called enemy bait.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, is there any use for the enemy bait outside of its mandatory function?
Other than trying to lure enemies to another place that doesn't work too well, no.
I see. At least the mummies aren't too hard to deal with.
They take forever to kill, though, and if you do get hit by them, they hit like trucks. You definitely have the blue ring before you come in here.
Yeah. I don't remember 5 being all that problematic. It's really like 7.
Like it throws some new challenges at you, but it doesn't throw them at you in huge amounts, so it's very manageable. Also, this is the proper way to kill Dodongos.
I have never done it that way, not gonna lie.
If you do it that way, they will always drop bombs.
Yeah, I've always done it the bomb them and then hit them.
Well, no, that's what I was doing. But it's easiest to do it while they're choking on another bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So, you drop one, as soon as they swallow it, you drop another one, it explodes on their face, and then you stab them.
I like how you got a fairy when you're at full health.
Yeah?
But when you're at like 1 heart and the thing's bleeping constantly, you won't get it.
Which is probably
the... gets very annoying.
Yes, it does. Thankfully, you don't have to put up with it very much in this playthrough.
True. That's because you're good at this game, and I'm not.
Yeah, and the like one time it comes up, I go almost straight for the potion.
Oh yeah, I realized you don't have a potion yet, do you?
I don't think I do at this point, no.
Oh,
But
hey,
then-
clock us when you've already cleared the room.
That is so absurdly common, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And Dig Dogger, I believe this one's name is?
Yes, that is correct. You blow the whistle and he becomes vulnerable. Later versions that we'll fight later can split into 3 when you blow the whistle.
Yeah.
But until you blow the whistle, they are completely immune to absolutely everything. So you must pick up the whistle in order to kill them.
There's also...
And now whistle warps.
Yeah. And the rabbit enemies, the pulse voice. Isn't there a hint that says that they hate noise, but the whistle doesn't work?
Okay, what that is the Famicom controllers, the Japanese NES, had microphones in them, and you killed Pole's voice by blowing into it. Since the NES controller scrapped that feature, they had to come up with something else, which is they just die in 1 hit to arrows.
Right.
Because otherwise they take fucking forever.
Oh
So,
god, yes, they're the tankiest enemies in the game otherwise.
I wonder how future, like, ports of the Famicom version, like, to say, like, the Japanese Virtual Console handle that.
I want to say they just port over the NES version's mechanic.
Oh, you're going
'Cause
for the magic sword.
Well, yeah, I have 12 hearts now. Why would I wait?
True.
This is not exactly a game that gives you a lot of leniency.
No.
I mean, I like being expected to get everything as soon as I can anyway, so... Dun-na-na-na.
Woo, now we can kill things better.
Yep, this is the last sword in the game.
Also, I thought ghosts don't die.
But we can stay alive, right?
I guess. So, where are we heading to next?
I think I do level 6 at this point. I might not do it immediately. I think I go to the potion shop just over here first. Or do I get the power bracelet? It's one of the two.
I keep forgetting this game has a power bracelet.
Sam.
Same, actually, because I think I use it all of once in this playthrough. Basically, all it does is open up a whole bunch of warp points across the world map. But the world map's small enough that I don't really think about it until, like, oh, I'm over here. Oh, I should get this, shouldn't I? Just for the sake of showing it off.
Right. It looks like a croissant.
It does.
Now I'm hungry.
And it will continue to look like croissants in every game forward. Except, like, Four Swords Adventures, I think?
I'd never played
Oh, right. Now I remember. Guess what? We're gonna go try and find some money, because I want a magic shield.
Is a magic shield good for anything?
It blocks Wizrobe's attacks.
Oh, well then yeah. Because Wizrobes are like hell.
They are. Also, Whistle Warps. They take you to one of the dungeons that you've previously completed. They are not random.
Sequential.
Sequential, either forwards or backwards, depending on which direction Link is facing when he enters the tornado.
Okay.
So
There's
it's not dependent
basically
on,
nothing that will tell you this, but that is how it works.
So it's not dependent on when you call the whistle, but right?
Sorry, I had a technical malfunction there. What? Sorry? What'd you say?
I said so it's not dependent on when you call the whistle, but when you enter the tornado.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess it's facing right, you go forward a dungeon, and left back a dungeon?
Yes, and down is forward and up is backward as well.
Okay, makes sense.
And the sequence starts on level 1. So.
Yep.
Oh hey, it's like the warp point that no one ever uses.
Now, these aren't random either. Each one is specific, but I can never remember which one goes to which place. Which is why I fumble about here for a bit. It's also why I don't really use these. Anyway, we have a magic shield. We're going into level 6.
Woo.
Magic sword and magic shield. You're kitted out.
Is 6 the one with Liz robes?
Yes. That's why I wanted a magic shield before going in here.
I don't know how anyone does like a 3-heart run, no sword run in this place.
I'm just gonna put it down to a lot of swearing.
A lot of swearing and beelining for the wand that you would never use in any other playthrough.
Right. What a no sword adventure basically amounts to beeline for the wand.
Yeah, because the wand hits, like, you can physically bash things with a wand and it hits almost everything you can hit with a sword. And it does white sword damage, so pretty decent.
Okay.
Like,
and anything the wand doesn't hit, the arrows deal with.
Yes. Worst case scenario, bombs.
Well, you have like your limitation of bombs until you get
But yeah, that's not a very common thing. Is enemies that you absolutely need bombs to kill if you don't have a sword.
Well, yeah, it's only if you're a complete masochist and want to do a no sword run.
Yeah, which I will never do. That just does not sound very fun at all. So, red Wizrobes teleport around. They spawn somewhere perpendicular to Link and we'll try to shoot him. Blue Wizrobes wander around like assholes with absolutely no seemingly cohesive pathing. And if they spot Link in front of them for any length of time, they will shoot at him, while continuously advancing toward him.
And their teleports, they enjoy attempting telefragging.
They do. They are vulnerable while teleporting, however, so do attack them while they're teleporting. If you get the opportunity, anyway.
You lucky son of a bitch.
Oh, come on, that wasn't that lucky.
You had, like, what, 3 hearts left?
No. Fairies only restore 3 hearts.
Oh, hey, it's the free-headed dragon.
Yeah.
So what is that thing that leaves behind supposed to be, like, a spirit?
It's a disembodied head, I think.
Dragons are weird, Joe.
Also, there's no reason to go right there, so don't.
Well, I mean, that's Zelda 1 to a lesser extent Zelda 2. Just there's a lot of pathways that don't add up to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it's more egregious in Zelda 2, because in Zelda 1, like, the different pathways converge very often.
Well, that's like a... Zelda 2 is, like, side-scrolling.
Yeah, Zelda 2's dungeon design is, like, the dungeon is a set of tree roots. The paths split off very often, but they never meet up again.
Well, yeah, it's, like, the only way for it to, like, converge, like it does in Zelda 1, it'd have to be, like, non-Euclidean.
I guess.
I mean, La Mulana technically does that, but, you know...
La Mulana is also another game that enjoys kicking in the dick whenever possible.
My point is, I don't like that aspect of Zelda 2's dungeon design, and that's why the Great Palace is ass.
Okay. We'll talk more about that when we eventually get to Zelda 2.
The other dungeons in Zelda 2 aren't so bad, because you at least have to venture down most of the paths just to get keys.
Well, yeah, it's like you wander around enough, you find a path that forces you to get a key, and then you find the path that forces you to get the item.
Yeah.
And you get mauled by everything in between.
Pretty much.
See, the thing I liked about Zelda 2, Zelda 1...
Also, I forgot the wand in here, so we're going back to get it. That one fork, I legitimately forgot which way went to the wand and which way went to the boss.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
What?
Okay, so this game has... some rooms have a leader enemy, and if that enemy dies, every enemy on the screen dies.
So you killed the Master Ruler's rope.
By
And the rest
complete
committed
luck.
Sudoku.
It's so rare that it actually comes up, but when it does, it's like, oh my god, yes.
Is the leader enemy determined at random?
From what I remember, yes.
I don't remember for sure. It might be, like, whichever enemy is loaded first, but that's gonna vary from room to room.
Oh yes, and we forgot to talk about bubbles.
Yeah, we never did talk about bubbles. Yeah, touch them, and you can't use your sword for a while. They're very annoying. They don't do any damage, though.
They're just a pain in the ass.
Aren't they, like, even meaner in the second quest?
In the second quest, there's red bubbles, which take away your sword permanently until you touch a blue bubble.
That sounds like a bitch.
It's stupid. It's one of the many reasons why I don't really care for the second quest.
And why you're probably not doing it.
Not anytime soon, anyway. Anyway, go up here, and you get the wand. Which, if you aren't doing swordless, is the most useless item in the game.
Okay, if you do have a sword, do you need the wand for anything?
I mean, you basically use the wand as a sword.
Yeah, with an added fireball.
Well, it's like, I always use the wand just as long distance.
The problem is that most of the enemies that you can hit long distance with it aren't susceptible to it.
I think the wand is also used a lot in free heart runs because you can't even get the white sword.
That would be true, yes.
Oh, hey, nice transition.
Yes, because I didn't want to have you all go through me walking all the way across the world from the middle of level 6. Because we're going to level 8 now.
But what happened to 7?
6 was afraid of 7, you know?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9.
I hate you. Because I was gonna make that joke.
I know you were. That's why I had to beat you to it. Anyway, the reason we're doing 8 now is because I can knock it out and 2 at the same time, which I never did.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with the 8th
Also,
dungeon...
this place has a particular treasure that I really want to get right away, so that the last 2 dungeons are slightly less annoying.
Okay. The color palette for stage 2, you know what it reminds me?
the Bible.
What does it remind you of?
Scrap Brain Zone Act 3.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's all silvery and gray, and it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Anyway, we just got the actual most worthless item in the game, the magic book. It makes the wand turn into it makes the wand's blast of magic turn into a turn into fire when it hits something. Which sounds good, except it prevents you from firing off further magic blasts.
Right.
So, it's actually really goddamn detrimental. Also, there's no reason to go into that room. I don't know why I went into that room.
So, with knowing that, why did you go get the item? Completion?
Because, yeah, I just wanted to show off that it existed, and I had no intention of using the wand for anything anyway, so...
Oh hey, just manhandle.
It's often hard to get that bomb just right, but when you do, oh man, it's just so satisfying. Ow.
I hate rooms like this, I get fucking wrecked in these.
This is another case where having the magic shield is good because it blocks those statues' fireballs.
And you get 2 fairies in 1 room, of course.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was up with that.
Yeah, it's dungeons like these, I have to burn potions constantly.
Did I get a potion before coming in here? I don't remember.
I don't
think I did.
You unlock the potion, like the ability to buy.
I unlocked the potion shop, but I didn't have enough money after getting the magic shield to buy one. I know I do buy one at some point, but I don't remember if it was before this or before I go into level 7. I think it was before level 7.
I know bombs technically work on these guys, so I'm so hesitant to use them because you don't get that many bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, like, hitting these things with bombs is kind of awkward because of the way their shields work. Basically, the way you have to do it is you have to place the bomb while facing in a direction that is not the opposite of the direction they're facing when the bomb goes off. It's really hard to explain.
Okay.
But the bomb acts like a directional sword from the direction Link was facing.
That's a strange way of quoting it.
Yeah. The Dark Knight shield code is kind of jank.
And whenever I see the Dark Nuts, whenever I see the Dark Nuts, I immediately think of the ones from fucking Minish Cap.
So do we just have a random
Yeah, there's a lot of reused bosses in this dungeon. In spite of this is still an easier dungeon than level 6.
Weirdly enough, yeah, it's like 6 should be like 8.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 pulls voice with 1 shot. Robin Hood would be proud.
That's not too hard to get usually.
True.
Pulse voice are pretty easy to kill in most Zelda games.
Yeah. Magic key.
Yes, you no longer need keys.
Exactly. This is why I came into level 8 now.
The skeleton.
Minish Cap? I don't know the ones I haven't to yet. That's probably
See, I always thought Dark Nuts were worse in Twilight Princess than they were in Minish Cap. I mean, they're assholes in Minish Cap, just because they're very, very annoying.
Well, it's one particular room with the Dark Nuts. 3 in particular, right at the end of the fucking game.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about, too.
I don't remember Dark Nuts and Twilight Princess being that big of an issue.
Well, there aren't very many of them outside of, like, the Cave of Ordeals or whatever the hell that cave was called.
Oh, right.
I think you only have to fight, like, 1 or 2 in the entire game.
Yeah. For all I understand with the Cave of Ordeals and Twilight Princess, most people just max out the rupee count and go in for the fucking magic armor.
Yeah. I mean, you aren't doing anything else with that money.
Might as well bling yourself out and make yourself temporarily invincible.
Like, I have a lot of issues with Twilight Princess as a game. I know hot take incoming, but combat wasn't one of them.
Yeah, no, the combat was, like, a really good extension of what Wind Waker did.
Yeah, 4-headed dragon.
Yep. That is the most heads we will ever see Gleeok have.
Oh, no 5-god dragon?
Nope.
So, we're not gonna have, like, what was that boss from Okami? The 8-headed snake?
Oh, Orochi.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about Zelda Classic to you guys before.
You've mentioned it, but I don't really know what it is.
It's a custom rebuild of Zelda 1's engine.
Also, you might want to explain this fast, because we only have 2 minutes left.
Yeah. It basically, but it has a quest editor, so you can make new like games in it based on Zelda 1. And what a lot of people would do is they'd take Gleeoks and stack them on top of each other.
Oh no!
That's just wrong.
It's very common.
So you have a minute.
Honestly, the best way to deal with it is to potion tank it and just mash A.
I like how you're completely ignoring the compass. It's like you know you're pressed for time.
The compass is useless. The compass didn't really have a use in Zelda until Link's Awakening, where it put treasure chests on the map. Oh, hi, magical boomerang. And also made a beeping sound every time you got into a room that had a key in it.
Well, that didn't help me because I usually like to play Link's Awakening mute so I can listen to other things. I didn't really like its soundtrack.
That's fair, but the game would still tell you about it all the goddamn time, every time you got a compass.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I really do not like how verbose Link's Awakening is.
Yeah.
About the most inane things.
I like how.
Also, remember when these guys were annoying?
Yeah. No.
Have we actually seen those things since what, Zelda 2? If that.
Yeah, and we're running out of time.
Absolutely no.
That will be the end of the second part. So we'll see you guys for the final part next time.
Yeah, where we do the last 2 dungeons and beat the game. Yay!